Good morning. Let start the daily discussion. The very first topic that will take is opportunity and challenges of green hydrogen in India. Okay, India is making strides in embracing green hydrogen as a promising alternative fuel, evident from the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy 496 crore scheme supporting pilot projects. So for this harnessing green hydrogen, there is a ministry called Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and this ministry has given support to this pilot project. Okay, green hydrogen produced through a process called electrolysis, where water is split into hydrogen and oxygen using renewable energy sources such as solar or wind power. In August 2023, the Union Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, provided a definition for green hydrogen, specifying it as having a well-to-get emission encompassing water treatment, electrolysis, gas purification, drying and compression of hydrogen not exceeding 2 kg per carbon dioxide equivalent per kg of hydrogen. Okay. In contrast, grey hydrogen produced using fossil fuel on average emit 10 kg of carbon dioxide per kg of hydrogen. It is 2 kg, it is 10 kg. Green hydrogen production, the level of carbon emission is 10 kg, whereas in grey hydrogen, which uses fossil fuel based energy to produce it, but in case the amount of carbon dioxide produced is very less. Okay, that is why Government of India is promoting the use of green hydrogen. There are 5 sets of hydrogen: green, blue, turquoise, grey and brown. Nodal agency, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency BEE, under the Union Ministry of Power, the nodal authority responsible for accrediting agency for monitoring, verifying and certifying green hydrogen production projects. Initiative for Green Hydrogen. Oil India Limited recently commissioned India's first 99% pure green hydrogen plant in eastern Assam, Jorhat district. NTPC, the National Thermal Power Corporation in Kawas, Surat, has started India's first green hydrogen blending operation in the piped natural gas network. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board has given approval for a 5% blending of green hydrogen with PNG. PNG stands for piped natural gas, latter to be scaled to 20%. Pune Municipal Corporation collaborated with the business management consultant for this purpose. The Green Billion considered Green Billion to manage its waste and generate it into usable green hydrogen under the OAS 2 hydrogen project. Okay, that is what is the government strategy in this domain right now. So emission reduction, so strategy of clean partnership to mobilize finance and speed up green hydrogen development. The Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas launched India's inaugural green hydrogen fuel cell bus in New Delhi in September 2023. Significance of green hydrogen energy emission reduction. The International Energy Agency points out that method of obtaining green hydrogen would have saved 830 million tons of CO2 that are emitted annually when hydrogen is produced using fossil fuel. Viable alternatives. Okay, so strategic clean energy partnership mobilize finance and speed up green energy development. The Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas launched India's inaugural green hydrogen fuel cell bus in New Delhi in September 2023. Then significance of green hydrogen energy emission reduction. The International Atomic Energy points out that the method of obtaining green hydrogen could save 830 million tons of carbon dioxide that are emitted annually when hydrogen produced using the fossil fuel in the grey hydrogen policy. Viable alternatives with green hydrogen, if the production cost fall by 50% by 2030, it could certainly evolve as one of the fuel of the future. Also, hydrogen is easy to store, which allow it to be used subsequently for other purposes and at times other than immediately after its production because it can be stored. Energy security and independence, as fossil fuel are finite and susceptible to global supply fluctuations, green hydrogen fosters energy independence. Creating new industry and jobs, according to IRENA, the green sector employs 11 million people in 2018 with projections over 242 million jobs by 2050. So this sector has a very bright future because in generating employment for the people. Okay, so where creating new industry and jobs according to IRENA, the green sector employ 11 million people in 2018, which will increase to 52 million jobs by 2050. Decarbonizing difficult to decarbonize sectors. So sector like heavy industry and aviation had to decarbonize can benefit from green hydrogen substitution. This helps mitigate their significant carbon emission. Application of green hydrogen in agriculture sector. Green hydrogen can replace traditional fertilizer in agriculture by producing carbon-free ammonia. Ammonia production currently relies on fossil fuel, but green ammonia offers improved efficiency and reduce soil acidity. Green hydrogen power from machinery such as tractor and harvesters can reduce greenhouse gas emission in the agricultural field. Water management. Green hydrogen can produce desalinated plants, converting salt water into fresh water for sustainable water management. Transport sector. Hydrogen fuel cell in vehicle produce zero emission and offer a longer range and faster refueling compared to battery electric vehicles. Industrial sector. Green hydrogen production using excess renewable energy can reduce energy cost and promote sustainable development. On-site production and storage make green hydrogen a reliable energy source, reducing dependence on the electricity grid. Green hydrogen production from waste materials like the municipal solid waste and agricultural waste can reduce waste and promote sustainability, where you can say that from waste to wealth can also come out in case we have a better green hydrogen policy. Using green hydrogen to power fuel cell increases energy efficiency compared to traditional combustion engines, reducing overall energy consumption. Fine. Challenges in green hydrogen production. Not sufficient. Green hydrogen constitute less than 1% of the world's hydrogen production and uses as per the Global Hydrogen Review 2023 by the International Energy Agency. Green hydrogen production needs to grow significantly to align with the net zero emission goals. Energy inefficient. 30% of the renewable energy is lost while producing hydrogen. Carbon emission. Existing methods involve fossil fuel with high carbon emissions. Low adoption. Low emission hydrogen adoption in various sectors is low. Economic sustainability. Low economic sustainability of extracting green hydrogen for transportation fuel cell. Hydrogen must be cost competitive with conventional fuel and technology on a per mile basis, because in case the green hydrogen policy, either the fuel or the technology became too exorbitantly costly, so it will be beyond the reach of the common man. And normally the normal transportation and of personnel and cargo are conducted by common people, middle class people who cannot afford for a high-end product. Although it may be friendly, environmental friendly, but due to its cost, so they may not be able to go for accepting it. That is a big challenge in case of the green hydrogen policy. Fine. Then access to critical mineral. Access to critical minerals such as nickel, platinum group metals are rare, and earth metal could hinder scaling. Okay, metal could hinder scaling of electrolyzer manufacturing capability. Okay, so this is where the green hydrogen has an advantage in case it became cheaper. Safety issue. Green hydrogen is highly flammable, requiring specialized handling and storage. Establishing safety protocol and regulation is essential for ensuring its safe management. Because it is highly flammable, that needs extra precaution for its transportation, storage and use. Okay. Government initiative for bio and green hydrogen. Global Biofuel Alliance leading efforts to establish global standards for hydrogen from biomass. National Hydrogen Mission targeting production increase to 5 million metric tons by 2030, meeting 40% of the domestic requirement. Production link incentive PLI scheme proposing rupees 15,000 crore PLI scheme for the electrolyzers. Green hydrogen mission has been launched by the government. Development of green hydrogen production capacity of at least 5 million metric ton per annum, renewable energy capacity addition of about 125 gigawatt in the country by 2030 is the target set by the government. A strategic intervention for green hydrogen transition, funding domestic electrolyzer manufacturing and green hydrogen production, they are being promoted by the government. Green hydrogen hub, identifying and developing states, regions for large scale hydrogen production utilization is also being identified and promoted by the government. So where they can produce and use green hydrogen in different activities. Okay, then international collaboration, that actively partnering with other countries. Okay, research institutions and private entity for expertise and technology development. This is also the target or the approach of the government in harnessing green hydrogen issue. Then renewable energy integration, integrating green hydrogen production with India's expanding renewable energy capacity for improved efficiency and sustainability. That is also the target. Then the Minister of New and Renewable Energy, which is the nodal agency, in collaboration with the Minister of Road Transport and Highways in India, has launched a new pilot project for the production of green hydrogen with the following components. Funding allocation rupees 496 crore allotted until 2025-26 for the production and development of green hydrogen in the country. This is what. The infrastructure development, establishment of hydrogen refueling stations in the country. Project execution, selected company or consortium as executing agency. Okay, viability gap funding. So approval by the NMER based on the project appraisal. Time frame completion of the project within the 2 years period. That is the time frame given by the government for completion of the project. Way forward, reduce production cost, develop efficient technology for electrolysis, integrate green hydrogen production with renewable energy, then implementation of regulatory incentive, offer tax credits and subsidy to promote adoption to the new technology, improve infrastructure, establish dedicated infrastructure and supply chain for green hydrogen, because as it is known, green hydrogen production, transportation and storage is risky because it is highly flammable. Develop efficient and cost effective supply chains, because special supply chains need to be developed in the green hydrogen sector. Coordinate among stakeholders, ensure alignment of the policies, standards and regulations, raise awareness and capacity, educate potential users and producers about the benefit, demonstrate safety and feasibility in various sectors. So green hydrogen use, it needs to be these things need to be taken adequate care before it is implemented in a full-fledged manner. Okay, so develop skill and competency for production and utilization, that is the next option. So it should be so that adequate steps should be taken for the development of skill, because the skill obtain of the persons is the most important aspect in this. Okay, youth suicide, the next topic is the youth suicide in India. As per the National Crime Record Bureau reports, 1.71 lakh people have died by suicide in 2022. The suicide rate has increased to 12.4% per 1 lakh, which is highest rate ever recorded in India, because 12.5, that's more than 12 people died by committing suicide per lakh in the country, which is a very serious issue at present. This shows the increasing trend of this suicide in the country. As per a current review of adolescent suicide in India, the most reported risk factor were mental health problems, 54%, negative or traumatic family issue, 36%, academic stress, 23%, social and lifestyle factor, 20%, violence, 22%, economic distress, 9.1%, relationship factor, 9%. This is the reason for the increasing suicide rate in the country. The number of suicides are underestimated in India. Are underestimated in India due to an inadequate registration system, the lack of medical certification of death, stigma, and other factors. So it is hidden. So the entire suicide is not disclosed. Fine. A reason behind youth suicide rate, increasing youth suicide rate in India, or the reason why the youth suicide rate is growing in the country. So suicide is a complex human behavior. So suicide is a complex human behavior and it is difficult to find a single causative factor. However, there are certain common triggering factors of suicide. So some factors are there which trigger suicide rate, but suicide is a very multidimensional cause and effect syndrome. It is. So first is young girl. There are specific socio-cultural factor for suicide among young girls and women, such as arranged and early marriage, embracing youth motherhood, low social status, domestic violence, and economic dependence on men. Gender-based discrimination and the rigidity in gender roles are also responsible for young girls suicide. Cutting through competition examinations, competitive examination become push many students to the stage. There is tremendous pressure to get into colleges and disproportionate media hype around results and month of pent-up pressures and emotions. All this lead to rise in the suicidal tendency among the students, especially early young students in class 10. When they fail, they commit suicide for any entrance exams like NIT, for IIT, etc. So they also commit suicide. Rise in the alcohol and substance use. There has been an increase in alcohol consumption and substance use abuse. They also contribute to youth suicide. Role of the internet. A meta-analysis across 19 states in India found that about 20% of the college students are addicted to the internet. One third of the youth individual experience cyberbullying, and within this group, one third report suicidal tendencies. Further, teenagers who spend more than 2 hours a day on social media exhibit higher suicidal tendencies. Role of media. The media has a strong influence on vulnerable young people. There has been a rise in sensational reporting of suicidal, especially after the suicide of famous actors. As a result of this, there is significant increase in search of Google on how to commit suicide, and everything is available in the social media. So that led people to commit suicide. So multiple factors are there. So that led to the increasing trend of suicide in the country. Okay, so what step can be taken to reduce suicidal tendency among the youth in India? Help seeking behavior. There is a need for encouraging help seeking behavior among the youth. They can be taught problem solving, impulse control, and emotional regulation. Identification of mental problems. There should be early identification of mental distress and provision of care in a youth friendly environment. Lifestyle change. Youth can be encouraged to adopt a healthy lifestyle and maintain a good diet. They can engage in cultivating supportive friendship, yoga, and meditation. Role of family. There is a need to improve the family environment by reducing domestic violence and alcohol consumption. Education reform. The government should undertake educational reform such as alternative assessment methods and provisions to explore the potential. Okay, so improve the potential. Okay, of the young person. Role of society. Society should play a constructive role by reducing stigma and discrimination based on caste, religion, and sexuality. Effective implementation is another factor. So, effective implementation of the National Suicidal Prevention Strategy for India. The strategy was launched with the objective of reducing suicide by 10% by 2030. It highlighted the significance of interministerial collaboration between the Ministry of Health, Education, Information and Broadcasting, and Social Welfare for a better outcome, because these convergence of the different ministry and the programs so can lead to decreasing the rate of suicide in the country, especially among the youth. Okay, then the Isawaku era, recently around 300 3,730 lead coins were unearthed in an earthen pot at the Hanigiri, a renowned Buddhist heritage site in Telangana. The coins bearing an elephant symbol on the obverse and a Ujjaini symbol on the reverse are believed to belong to the Kabuka period. Okay, the Phanagiri is considered an important Buddhist monastery located strategically on the hilltop along the ancient trade routes connecting the west and the east coast of the Deccan. Okay, so Phanagiri is considered an important Buddhist monastery located strategically on the hilltop along the ancient trade routes connecting the west and the east coast of the Deccan. During the 3rd and the 4th century CE, the Isakabo dynasty, Bako dynasty ruled the eastern Krishna River valley from their capital at the Bijayapuri, modern Nagarajakonda in Andhra Pradesh. Also known as the Andhra Isavaku or the Isavaku of Vijayapuri, the Shivite following Vedic rituals, but Buddhism flourished. Okay, but Buddhism flourished during their region. Okay, they practice both Buddhism and Brahmanism. Okay, so that is what. So both Buddhism and Brahmanism were practiced by them, and the dynasty reign marked a period of cultural and religious growth, but ended with the rise of the Pallava rule. Then the next topic is a topic in the geography called the solar eclipse. A total solar eclipse will cross North America, passing over Mexico, the United States, and Canada. This type of solar eclipse is a rare event for any particular spot. According to the Royal Museum Greenwich, once a place on Earth witnessed a total solar eclipse, it will be about 400 years before the part see the next one. So this happens in nearly 400 years, the total solar eclipse. Okay, a total solar eclipse is a rare event because it occurs when the moon passes directly between the sun and the earth, casting a shadow on the earth's surface. Okay, so total solar eclipse are infrequent because the moon's orbit is tilted with respect to the earth orbit around the sun, causing the moon's shadow to usually pass over or below the earth, over the earth or below the earth. So that is partial eclipse, not a full or the total solar eclipse. It is a very rare event. Additionally, the umbra or the darkest part of the moon's shadow Okay, additionally, the umbra or the darkest part of the moon's shadow, where a total eclipse is visible, cover only a small portion of the earth's surface during each event. Consequently, a specific location on earth may witness a total solar eclipse only once every 400 years. So then the next topic is the Criollo. Recent research on the Criollo cattle, a breed developed in the New World from the Iberian ancestors, suggests that the Criollo cattle possesses various climate adaptive traits, making them well suited to survive and thrive in warming world. In the temperature grows even, they are able to survive. So these traits include a short, slick hair, coat for improved thermotolerance, as well as genes associated with reproduction, fertility, and the disease immunity. The Criollo cattle's ability to withstand hot weather leads to improved body weight, more efficient food production, and better animal welfare. Okay, so they are expected to attract small and large native species, acting as a habitat and breeding ground. Uh, so this is about the artificial reef. In a pairing initiative, the Maharashtra, Mumbai is preparing for the installation of 210 artificial reef near the Orly, Kaliwada. The artificial reef composed of recycled cement and steel will increase the sea surface area by 50 to 60 square feet per module. They are expected to attract small and large native species, acting as a habitat and breeding ground. The artificial reef is a human-made structure designed to replicate some characteristics of a natural reef. This structure includes submerged shipwreck, oil and gas platforms, bridges, and other offshore installations. Material used in their construction range from rock and cinder blocks to limestone, steel, and concrete. Artificial reef enhance habitat for reef organisms like corals, fishes, and the invertebrate. They attract marine life, making them popular destinations for fishing, diving, and snorkeling, thus offering economic benefit to the local communities. Okay. And the next is the Subidha portal. Since the announcement of the general election in 2024, over 73,000 applications have been received from the on the Subidha portal. The Subidha portal represents a technology advancement dedicated to upholding the principle of openness, fairness, and transparency in election, ensuring fair playing fields. This portal was developed by the Election Commission of India. It operates on a fast come fast serve basis. It caters to permission for organizing rallies, opening temporary party offices, door-to-door canvassing, video vans, helicopters, obtaining vehicle permits, distributing pamphlets, etc. It provides a convenient online system for political parties and candidates to apply for permission at any time from anywhere. It has offline submission option also, which guarantee universal access. The Subidha portal enhances the electoral process by offering a real-time tracking of applications, update on status, and SMS notifications. This improves both efficiency and transparency. It also supports the scrutiny of election expenditure by making permission data readily available. Thus, it fosters greater accountability and integrity. Okay, so this is what using technology. So, in the election being the largest exercise in the country, not only the country, in the world. So, Indian election. Okay, explain the key features of the IoT, Internet of Things, and discuss its application in smart cities. What challenges does it pose for the data privacy? The Internet of Things comprises a network of physical objects embedded with sensors, software, and connectivity, enabling data collection and sharing over the internet. Internet of Things spans from smart home device to industrial machinery and envisions smart cities. It facilitates device communication, allowing autonomous data exchange and task execution, impacting industries like manufacturing, transportation, healthcare, and agriculture. So, this is the emerging technology and use of information communication technology in providing faster access and services to the people. Okay, key features of the Internet of Thing technology, connectivity. Internet of Thing devices are uniquely identifiable and can communicate within the existing internet infrastructure. For example, home automation system like the Google Nest integrate various household devices that can be controlled remotely via the internet. Okay, that is what no extra infrastructure is required. It can be done through the available internet. Nothing special needed to get it activated. Okay, so connectivity, IoT devices are uniquely identifiable and can communicate within the existing internet infrastructure. For example, home automation system like the Google Nest integrated various household devices. They are to be controlled remotely via the internet. No extra infrastructure required for this. Sensing device are equipped with sensor that detect and measure changes in the environment. The Fitbit wearable device track physical activity by sensing body movement and psychological data. Okay, physiological data. Actuation IoT can cause action to happen through actuators. For instance, smart thermostat can automatically adjust heating or cooling system in a house based on the data received from the temperature sensor. Okay. So, intelligence, the Internet of Things device can process the data they collect and make decisions. Okay. Smart traffic light adjust light cycles based on real-time traffic conditions to sense congestion. Fine. So, dynamic nature, they can be programmed to adapt a new input, ensuring a system is flexible and can evolve. The adaptive traffic management system in Singapore, for example, okay, ensuring the system is flexible and can evolve. The adaptive traffic management system in Singapore, for example, adjusts traffic signal timing based on continuous input from sensors that monitor the traffic flow. Application of Internet of Things in the smart city. Okay, so smart traffic management in Pune, the intelligent traffic management system leverages IoT to monitor vehicular traffic using sensors and CCTV cameras. The data collected is used to control traffic signal cycle dynamically, minimizing congestions and optimizing traffic flow. Water quality monitoring, Bangalore's utility providers are deploying IoT sensors within the water distribution network to constantly detect impurities, contamination levels, and ensure that any deviation from the norm can be addressed immediately, safeguarding public health. Pollution tracking, Delhi has established a network of IoT based air quality monitoring stations. They provide real time data on pollutants, enabling citizens to make informed decisions about their outdoor activity and aiding policymakers for in formulating targeted environmental policies. Energy management, the smart grid pilot in Puducherry is an ambitious project using the IoT to not only manage energy distribution effectively, efficiently, but also to seamlessly integrate renewable energy into the grid, reducing reliance on traditional power sources and enhancing energy sustainability. Then public safety. Hyderabad has embraced IoT to bolster public safety, employing a network of connected CCTV camera that offer real-time surveillance across key area of the city. This act as a deterrent to potential criminal activity and provide critical data to law enforcement agency for maintaining law and order. Healthcare services, this facilitate a timely healthcare intervention and support the health services, especially vital for elderly and rural population. Electronics Corporation of India developed a remote monitoring system for COVID-19 patients featuring an intelligent wearable device to measure vital parameters. Infrastructure maintenance, IoT technology is proposed for monitoring the health of Kolkata's bridges. Sensor can detect and report issues like the crack or stresses, allowing for proactive maintenance, ensuring longevity and preventing accidents. Disaster management, Chennai, prone to flooding, is utilizing IoT sensors to develop an early warning system. This sensor can provide real-time data on rising water levels, enabling efficient evacuation plan and resources deployment, thus mitigating the impact of floods. Data privacy challenges proposed by the IoT in smart cities. Data theft, IoT device can be entry point for cyber attackers. An example is the Mirai botnet, which harnessed thousands of IoT devices globally, including IP cameras and home routers, to mount large-scale network attack. Data aggregation and profiling, the combination of data from various IoT sources. Okay, data aggregation and profiling, data interception, unencrypted data transmission between the IoT devices can be intercepted, posing privacy risk. For example, smart meters could reveal personal habits based on energy use pattern if the data intercepted. Ensuring network, the interconnected nature of the IoT devices means that a single vulnerability, as seen in the case of the Chennai Smart City project, can compromise the entire network, leading to unauthorized access to personal data. So, mass surveillance function, the extensive network of IoT sensors and camera in the smart city like the Delhi can lead to the unwarranted surveillance of citizens, potentially tracking every movement and activity without their consent. Data sharing without consent, the tendency of smart city to engage in partnership with private companies can lead to the sharing of personal data without explicit consent, as witnessed in several smart city pilots across India. Long-term data storage, the Mumbai Smart Grid project collects vast quantity of energy usage data that, if stored indefinitely, could reveal detailed personal behavior patterns over time, leading to privacy concern. Interconnectedness device vulnerability, as Kochi explores IoT for healthcare, the interconnectedness of devices means that compromising one device can lead to cascading privacy issue across the network, exposing sensitive health data. Opaque data processing, in the smart city project, it may be unclear how collected data is processed and for what specific purpose, leading to a lack of transparency and control for the individual over their own data. Embracing IoT in smart city offers transformative potential for urban India. By integrating advanced data privacy measures, this technology can catalyze sustainable, efficient city living while safeguarding personal privacy, leading to more responsive, inclusive, and empowered smart urban ecosystem. It has its so this IoT has its own positive and negative impact, and when the smart city projects are being implemented, here more and more technology is being put to use. So what is needed is how this technology that is will be put to use is used with all the safety and safeguards, so everything will be in the right place. Coming to the MCQ, which of the following statement about the green hydrogen is true? So, green hydrogen produced using fossil fuel, no. Green hydrogen production emits large amount of greenhouse gases, no. Green hydrogen generated through electrolysis powered by renewable energy sources. C is the right answer. Which of the following statement of the grey hydrogen is true? Grey hydrogen produced using renewable energy sources, no, wrong. Green hydrogen is grey hydrogen produced through the electrolysis of the water, no. Grey hydrogen is considered environmentally friendly due to low carbon emission, no. Grey hydrogen is produced from fossil fuel using process like the steam methane performing without carbon capture technology. D is the right option. Which one of the following is the nodal authority responsible for the accrediting agency for monitoring, verifying and certifying green hydrogen production project in India? So this is by the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, BEE. Okay, C. Consider the following statement regarding the United Nations Human Rights Council. It is a subsidiary body of the United Nations General Assembly, which is wrong. It is considered 47 member states by the General Assembly, headquartered in Geneva in Switzerland. 2 and 3 are correct. So 2 are correct. The Indian archaeology site, the VANIK-IAS, was recently used for describe and manuscript unearthing of the significant Paleolithic settlements and the lost lesson finding of historical lead coins. D is the right option. Then during total solar eclipse, what happens? The moon passes between the earth and the sun, casting a shadow on the earth's surface. So A is the right option. Then Economic and Social Survey of Asia and the Pacific 2024 report was released by United Nations on UNESCAP. Okay. Then consider following statement about the Kala Jar. It is caused by bacterium transmitted through the contaminated water. It is wrong. It progresses slowly and predominantly affect the brain cells. So 2 is correct, but 1 is incorrect. Only 1 is correct. Consider the following committee: the Political Affairs Committee, the Economic Affairs Committee, the Parliamentary Affairs Committee, the Appointment Committee. How many of these above cabinet committee are chaired by the Prime Minister of India? So here only 3 committee. So the Appointment Committee is not. So consider the following statement regarding the Cabinet Committee. The Constitution of India mentions the establishment of the Cabinet Committee. Okay, incorrect. They are set up by the President of India. So no, by the Speaker, because they are the Parliamentary Committee. So none of them, neither 1 or 2 is correct. So thank you for watching. Keep watching regular update yourself. Thank you.